Now, just more verses to understand how does God living in us. I'm going to look at some verses in John to understand this process. How is God in us? And I just highlighted this. God in us in his Son. Now, we read in John chapter 17, verse 23. Christ speaking here, actually praying. He says, I in them and thou in me. He was praying to the Father. In fact, at the, in the first verse of John chapter 17, we see Christ lifting his eyes up and praying to the Father. He says, Father. He begins with Father. So he's actually talking to the Father here. He says, I in them and thou in me. So Christ is going to be in us, or his disciples. At that time, he was speaking to the disciples, and I believe now it applies to me because I'm also made a disciple of Christ. So he says, I in them, so Christ in us, and thou in me. He's speaking to the Father, and the Father, that is God, God in him, or the Father in him. I in them and thou in me. So that they may be made perfect in one. So through that, we are made perfect in one. Who and who? With Christ and the one who he was speaking to. So he says, I in them and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, that the world may know that thou hast sent me and has loved me, and as thou hast loved me, and has loved me, and has loved them as thou hast loved me. Another passage to highlight what I'm basically trying to say with that verse. Actually, Christ in the same book of John said the following words, that I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. In this passage, I actually see Christ teaching us or explaining to us that he is the way, the only way that we can access the Father. And that is first by the Spirit. And as we just looked back here, let me just go to that previous verse. Christ says that he is the one who is going to come in us. And remember, and guess what? As he comes in us, God is in him. So I'm also going to look at other verses that highlight the same. So first of all, we've seen that Christ is coming to us and God is in him, or the Father is in him. So another, and he has just said that no one can go to the Father without him, or but by him. So the only way that we can access the Father is through him. Now I want to read more passages, maybe to emphasize on what I'm trying to say here. So another Bible passage that is often misunderstood, I will say, but hopefully if we read it in context, we are going to get the clear meaning. So it's John chapter 14, verse 15 to 18. It reads, says, if ye love me, keep my commandments. That's Christ speaking. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. So I know most of the time when we see the word another comforter, and that's a different person. But let's see what Christ says as he finishes talking about what he was actually trying to tell his disciples. He says, let me just begin fresh. He says, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. So this comforter is going to be with us forever. Even the Spirit of truth. So he has named that comforter the Spirit of truth. He continues, whom the world cannot receive, because it sees him not. says that spirit of truth, the world is not going to receive him. Reason, it doesn't see him. It sees him not. Neither knoweth him. The world doesn't know him. But you know him. Speaking to his disciples, he says, but you know him. But ye know him, for he dwells with you. So Christ tells them, you are going to receive it. The world is not going to receive it because they don't see him, they don't know him. But you know him. And he explains, for he dwells with you and shall be in you. So he tells the disciples, this the one who is going to come, he dwells with you. And now he is going to be in you and shall be in you, future tense. Currently, for he dwelleth with you. But in future, shall be in you. Now, if that might confuse us, he continues, or maybe to elaborate himself, or to explain himself better. He says, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. So what do we understand here? Who was that other comforter? According to the passage, I see that it's Christ who is going to come, but not in the physical form. He's going to come in another way, in such a way that he is going to be in us or in his disciples and shall be in you. Then he continues and says, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. So